Hello YouTube, Damo _23 here, and welcome back to another episode here on the YouTube channel. In today's video, it is the most important time of year yet again. It's the round of 16 in the Champions League, a place in the Europe that we quite falter a lot in. It's not a good point for us in the save so far. With that being said, give the episode a like, do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's go see if we're going to get reward for winning 8 games from 8, or we're going to get another one of these horrid draws. Last time we won every game in the Champions League and finished top, we drew Liverpool, who were fighting for us with the title. We got beat at home before drawing away from home. Got beat away from home before drawing at home. We also been knocked out by AC Milan this time last year. And the other year before that, we drew Barcelona, got lucky to get through, and then drew PSG and got slapped. So, yet to make it to the semi-final, and we have a squad that has not lost a game in the league yet. That is correct. So far, we're about to play Manchester City, but I'm not giving it to you because we're 15 points clear, so we're winning the title no matter what again. We're going to go back to back. More importantly, though, 24 wins and 3 draws. We have drawn to only Aston Villa, Man City, and Arsenal, and we've beaten everybody else. I will give you some league games towards the end of the season. A, if the Champions League, we get knocked out here, but more importantly, B, if the undefeated invincible season's on, because I've never gone invincible in England. I've done it only once on Football Manager, maybe twice in my French saving mess. I definitely did it once there. I might have done it twice, but I think going undefeated in France is a lot different than going undefeated in England for sure. Let's recap some results before we get into this draw. So when we last met was obviously Cunnington, but we didn't recap any of these results. So we have to recap everything from Bayern Munich down, because I didn't really look at it when we were selling Cunnington, looking at stuff. As you can see, he conceded a few goals throughout the month, but more notably beating Liverpool 1-0 at home there. In terms of this game here, we were the better side at home. 4.13 XG, missed the penalty. If we decided to score our goals this day, we would have slapped Liverpool to the curve and back. Liverpool just sacked their manager, but they are mid-table with the points production. They are still in administration, which is interesting, but I think they'll be out of administration shortly. In terms of January, though, it's been a great time, even though we lost Cunnington. Beat Middlesbrough 4-1 before going on a run of 5 games without conceding. And if we go through the Premier League games, we only conceded in 1 out of the 5 games we played. Included a 3-0 win here against Arsenal, where we looked absolutely amazing here. We had 3.03 XG. We played this one on stream, been live for the last 3 hours and 30 odd minutes, so you can come and watch it all live on the links down below. But yeah, we scored some goals, and did take us some time to score goals. And once we scored the first one, the goals flew in. The first goal was definitely the best goal here, because with the football, it wasn't our typical sort of goal, but shows how, dimensional we are. So Dominguez has the ball in his hands, and he goes long to Herman. And I'm telling you guys right now, since Josh Herman's moved out wide, a lot better. Very creative. He had 2 goals disallowed in this game for offside. When he's out wide, his main job isn't in the inside forward and attack to score goals, but it's to move the opposition, create space, provide assists, and score goals. And as a complete package, he's perfect. And Consigli's very good in the middle, being quite physical. But into a channel flick on, into a guy here. And Martins, who we're going to show you guys in a second, has scored in a lot of the games he's played this season. He has been fantastic. We then score from a set play, but it's an offside. It's an own goal. But as you can see, Ramsey beating people off the bench, and if Ethan doesn't touch that, we've got 3 guys ready to tap it in, so it is what it is. And then a 90th minute penalty to seal the deal. More importantly, though, as mentioned, Martins has up to 5-star, is world-class, and so far in his career has got 7 games played, 6 starts, 1 off the bench, 3 goals, 2 assists at a 7.26. So that's 5 goal returns in 7 games. That is a very good start, considering he barely did any of that at Newcastle. Just shows if you put a world-class ring in a world-class team, they generally do it right. Since then, we drew to Aston Villa 1-1, which is the only real game that we dropped, apart from obviously us losing to, can't remember who we lost to, Brighton in the Carabao Cup quarterfinal. Still yet to only make 1 final in 11 seasons. But yeah, dominated this game. Lozano scored a fantastic goal, and I'm going to show you a couple of Lozano goals here quickly, because Lozano has been going crazy with goals this season from outside the box. As you can see here, Herman gets the ball, being Mr. Creative. Back to Lozano, takes a touch, bangs it into the bottom bin. Beautiful, 1-1, absolutely love it. Didn't win. We then played Bournemouth. We won 4-1, and Lozano again scored, but this goal was even better. We dominated Bournemouth, as you can see. He conceding 57th minute to their only shot on target. Our goalkeeper was fouled in the highlight. I was pretty upset. But have a look at this from Lozano from distance. Martins, Lozano. Actually, no. Okay, bottom bin. Lozano scores some from distance. I know this. Chelsea, he scores another one. It's the Lozano month. This has to be the one from distance, right? He scored one in the league that's a stomper and one in the Champions League. No, one in the FA Cup that's a stomper. So here we go. Lozano here. Doak, Koulibaly. Lozano, one touch. Picks his spot. Far corner. Outrageous. And then against Everton in the 5th round of the Carabao Cup, Lozano scored a brace. But the first goal... Well, both goals are good, but... No, it's the second goal. The second goal wins goal of the season for us. But anyway, Evans, Davies, Ramsey, Lozano, picks it up, looks up, bottom bin, thanks for coming. He's fantastic, boys. And then have a look at this one. This one's special. Ramsey, Zeze, Lozano, take your pick, put it in the top bin. It's sensational. It's been the Lozano month. You're now all caught up with the save and how we're flying. Look at the data hub here quickly because I know a lot of people ask me for this. We're not as many goals over. I think we finished on about 19 goals plus, so we're not over that, but we're creating way more chances this time last year. There's 5 goals under our XGA. We're plus 12 points, which means if you look at the league, are we on to concede less than 23 goals this season? Yes, we are, and hopefully we will. We're only on 11 goals conceded. I think the goal from here is, can we concede less than 9 goals in 11 games? Depends a lot on this Manchester City game coming up, but I think we could, and there we go. Now, what you guys are all here for, the draw. Telling you guys right now, if we get one of the weaker sides, I'll probably play this off stream, just give you guys the goals and recap all the games like we just did in between and make that an episode. If we get one of the big teams, stick around because it's going to be big. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Unseeded teams are Barcelona. Don't want them. Benfica, yes. Braga, big time. Porto, yes. Man City, don't want them. Rangers, yes. Anderlecht, yes. Villarreal, yes. There's a lot of big teams that went out. A lot of teams got done in penalties. So, yeah. It's huge. All right. First out of the hat's Benfica. I would love to see Wrexham come out now. It's Arsenal. Next is Porto. Don't mind Wrexham here. It's PSV. PSV. Okay. Next out is Manchester City. All right, where's my mouse? Okay. Please don't be Wrexham. PSG. All right, we're good. Villarreal, don't mind this one. Okay, boys. Villarreal, we finally get a good draw. Braga get Real Madrid. Barcelona. Anderlecht get Inter. Barcelona get AC Milan. It's a big tie. A big tie. If you have a look at the Champions League, just going to show you guys the knockout playoff, right? Have a look at this. Braga knocked out Leipzig. Leipzig have a world-class squad. Don't know how Braga have knocked out Leipzig, but there you go. Rangers beat Rennes. I would rather Rangers be in the competition. Anderlecht knocked out Mönchengladbach. That's probably better. Man City and Bayern drew each other. So Bayern, who've made 4 of the last 6 finals, out. And that means we don't have to play Cunnington, which is good. Villarreal knocked out Feyenoord, pretty similar. Benfica knocked out Chelsea in a shootout, which is awesome. Napoli have been very good in the save, drew Barca, tight tie. And then Monaco have a good squad, got knocked out by Porto, have a very good striker, and that's it. So we get Villarreal. Now, Villarreal do have a good team, right? Villarreal have a good team. This is not an easy tie, to say the least. You've got Stefan Benz out wide, who's the best right back in the game. Lorenzi we sold here, who is fantastic at centre-back. We know this because we sold him there. We got Mickey van der Ven, who's playing centre-back as well, who's fantastic. And then you've got Giancarlos Oliveira, who we sold here as well for 68 million at left-back. So they basically got my old back 4, right? I got Welcho Machado, who's fantastic for in the middle of the park. They got Alexander Pavlovic, who, if you remember a couple of seasons ago, we sold here for 112 million. That means we sold over 250 million worth of players to Villarreal in this save, who look still very, very good. So they're not a bad side, nonetheless. You know, they're very, very good. They currently sit 3rd in the Spanish 3rd division. Villarreal have not won a title, but they're one of those clubs that are now finishing 4th, 7th, 4th. You know, they're one of those that are hanging around. They're very, very good. And I will say they're one of those clubs that have a lot of money in the club. Like, they have 45 million after spending big again. I must have a rich owner because they always have the money to spend come every window. So, Villarreal, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what we did against Lazio, I think, last year. I'm going to play the away game first. And if it's tight, tense, I'll come back and give you the end of it or the result. And then do the second leg because we should get through. or yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Or if we're 1 or 2 nil down at half time, I'll definitely come back for the second half as well. But that's the draw. It's a pretty good draw, and I'll be back with either the second leg. Either we beat them away at home, and in that case, then at home we're probably gonna maul them. And we have a good history against Villereal as well. We've done pretty well against them in the past, so be interesting to see how we go in this one. Well, YouTube, I think now you never know with us, and if I do have to come back and give you some of the second leg of this Villarreal game, it's going to be interesting. But I think we're going to be okay here. I semi-rotated, not fully rotated, but I semi-rotated the team. I took Consigli out for the world-class Mahmoud, because obviously Mahmoud's a freak, and we love him, and he scores so many goals, and Mr. Muhammad, to be affectionately called him, scored a brace here. We beat Villereal 3-0. What was a fairly even game. We looked like the team that were more likely. We limited to no shots. After I scored the first goal, because I started on the aggressive 4-3, I actually went to the inverted wing-back 4-3-3. Still scored 2, 91st and 94th. I will say it was very noticeable. Villarreal went very aggressive in the highlight. It just you'll see it. I hope you'll see it. But anyway, so I started Davies, Batista, and Dedez, who were the most fit three. Batista in the box-to-box, Davies in the anchor, and Dedez playing advanced playmaker on attack, centre mid on attack, poster thing. Davies came off for Koulibaly to help see the game out. I rested Robertson, who was very unfit. Nkape and Parsons played with Dominguez in goal. So slightly rotated side. And that's what I was saying to the Twitch chat, who I've just come off being live, that, you know, me rotating him might seem crazy to you guys, but we have that good of a squad that my rotated players coming in are world-class of very good Premier League players. And against a team like Villarreal, who do have some world-class talent, you know, as highlighted just previously in the YouTube episode just before, just the last part of this YouTube episode, we always look like we're going to be, you know, the team that are going to score and go on. Anyway, as you can see, Lozano from the inverted wing-back role finds Herman. Herman going inside finds Mahmoud, and, you know, you give him enough chances, he will finish, and there is one. Free kick here from Mahmoud. Keeper should do a lot better, I have to say, but not bad. And then, yeah, we get a throw-in, but, you know, we had a highlight or two before this. Like, we got 3 highlights in the 90th minute. But Koulibaly inside, Martins coming off the bench. He's been fantastic for us outside of the right boot, the world-class winger on the right-hand side. Slots it. And what that means is that we could go pretty full strength here against Spurs to make sure that we stay undefeated, because we had Man City, as mentioned beforehand. And I said this to the Twitch stream. If we can get through this Manchester City game and not lose, I really think with the run home that we got, which if you have a look, there is some difficult games, but, you know, we got Spurs now, Newcastle, Southampton, Leeds, Wolves, Leicester, Brentford, West Ham, Brighton, Liverpool on the final day to stay undefeated at Anfield. There is potential that we really should get down to match day 37, have one game to go undefeated at Anfield. And we beat Man City here. I'll give you guys a goal because it's Manchester City. That was second. Haaland is not fit. 7 days away from being fully fit, and they played him, which was interesting. But yeah, Herman in the world class team. Found Batista, found Robertson. Inverted wing backs love scoring goals, mate. Put Lozano on the right, who hits bangers. So does Robertson. And Lozano, because he's natural on the left, comes into his left peg, and there we are. Anyway, Adam with the ball here, picks it up. Adam Wharton scores, and then we score one in the second half to seal the deal. Or was it in the first half? First half still. Herman with the ball, loses out, wins it back. Consigli found a way to turn, and the only reason Muhammad doesn't play is Herman, Consigli, and Co just are so good together. Like, the front three are so good together of the normal front three that it's very hard for me to turn around and tell Herman, Consigli, etc. that, hey guys, you're not really going to play. So with that being said, I'll see you guys at the end of the second leg just to recap the goals in that game there, give you about a 15, 60-minute episode. We'll blitz through Villarreal and, you know, turn around and look, are we going are we going to go undefeated? Are we going to be invincible this season in the Premier League? Maybe, just maybe we might. After beating Man City, we should be full of confidence, and I think we could. Well, YouTube, it's been an absolute shellacking here against Villarreal. I've been in the inverted wing-back system, so the more defensive system here, since probably about the 50th minute. And, yeah, it's even though on paper they have a very good side, doesn't look all that pretty if you're a Villarreal fan, as they're 6-0 down. And unless they score, because now I've turned on the camera to record the outro for this video, yeah, it looks like they're going to get absolutely humbled. Which, to be fair, with the squad they have, is quite surprising. I actually expected a little bit of a tougher fight. I expected us with our world-class squad to beat them, but I didn't think we'd be beating them home and away 3-0, and it might be more here as Dominguez gets on the ball. It won't be more. It's a defensive mistake. Does Dominguez save his clean sheet? No. Okay. That's a striker from Liverpool. Let's go through the goals here. You guys saw them score, which standard. Own goal here. It's the second own goal in this tie. Very similar to the first one. If it doesn't come off Oliveira, our former player, it's probably a tap in at the back stick. Back stick corner, Koulibaly falls back to him, he scores, and then some very nice intricate play here. As you can see, Koulibaly again, Lozano, Joe Victor off the bench, Batista in the box-to-box, and Dedez coming back from injury does score as well by putting it just over the keeper. But yeah, look, they've scored a goal. I'm happy for Villereal. Would rather the clean sheet. Mohamed did not score today, which is odd for him in the Champions League this season. But that's 3-1. That's 6-1 on aggregate. That is superb. Obviously over the moon. You guys are probably wondering, did I beat Spurs in the league? I bet Spurs in the league. We won 1-0. We scored in the 81st minute with Junior to keep our clean sheet run. Very interesting game. I will say, I moved with the inverted wing-back system in the 75th minute and said, all right, they're playing pretty well. A draw is a draw. Let's take a 0-0. And we actually ended up scoring with Consigli off the bench as well. Been rotating a little bit with the team as well. But look, very happy with that. Joe Victor's actually going out on loan to VDG. They've got obviously 6 more months left in the Brazilian leagues. Like, he's playing until the end of their season. Their season ends, as you can see here. They're about to all start in the Rio State, and then they move into the first division. That ends in December the 3rd. Obviously, Joe Victor is a world-class, wonder kid with potential and a cap for Brazil. I'm not playing him as a first-choice striker, so this makes total sense, by the way, just to get him out, compile his match reports. He gets to go to VDG, who had a very good time in the state championships where they finished second, and now they move into the regular season with state-of-the-art facilities. So he's going out on loan as well. But with that being said, that's the end of this episode. I'll come back with the draw, obviously, for the quarterfinal. We'll definitely give you both legs for that. It is now crunch time in the Champions League. We got 3 games to go. 3 ties to go. We got the quarterfinal tie, there's 2. Semi-final tie, that's 4. And we got a game in the Champions League, there's 5. And if we can make it through all 5, I think we can win it. And I really, really do. Will we go invincible as well? We just might. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you and goodbye.